Hi guys, welcome to Thespillandgrill.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Tashinga.
And this is where you spill the stories.
And we grill them to perfection.
All right, guys, let's get started with today's stories. So today we do have somebody that sent us a submission. Very exciting. We always appreciate that. And then we do also have a random crazy story that we found online, which we always appreciate as well because crazy stories is what we're here about.
For. Yeah.
So we're here for. It's what you're here for. So yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Let's get started.
Here we go. Worst date ever. A friend introduced me to a mutual friend. Really good looking guy, and even my mother knew him. So when he called me for a date, I agreed. He came to my place dressed in bike shorts and a tank top, as if he had just come back from the gym. He was tanned, chiseled, and looked like a Greek god. Sorry, can I date him, please? Thanks.
Yeah, I'm interested, and I have a boyfriend.
Exactly. Confused about his attire and where we'd be going on the actual date, I let him in and asked if he wanted something to drink. We sat at the dining table and proceeded to discuss what we were going to do that evening and decided we'd go to a local restaurant and maybe out dancing. Since it was still early, we sat and we talked. He asked me about college and I asked about his job at the gym. I asked what he wanted to do career-wise, and then he flexed his arm to show off his bicep and asked me if I wanted to feel it. He basically jabbered about his hair, his tan, his muscles, his car. The guy was a complete idiot. He then asked about the bathroom and headed down the hall past my bedroom. Next thing I hear is the elliptical running in the bedroom. I go in to see him using it dressed in only a pair of leopard print bikini underwear. At this point, my brain had completely shut down. He was absolute physical perfection, but seriously, I told him I had a headache and I asked him to leave. Took a bit of a discussion, but he finally got dressed and left. But not before asking me for a kiss. No doubt he was hoping that if I kissed him, I'd lose all inhibition and sleep with him. I never saw him again. And later, when my mother asked me how my date had gone, I couldn't even tell her the absurd truth. My friend was mortified, but said at least I got a good story out of it. Oh, and it turned out that the man I married knew him. They worked out at the same gym. I never told him that I had a date with this guy.
Oh my god. I don't even know where to start with that.
You took the words out of my mouth.
You know what makes me think of when he goes, like when he flexes? Gaston from
Beauty and the Beast. Oh my god, yes.
When he's like
giving Gaston vibes for sure.
Yeah. He's like, hey.
But seriously, who does that?
Like, this guy thinks that just because he looks good on the outside, he doesn't need anything on the inside. That whole elliptical thing with the leopard print bikini bottoms, like, what the hell is that? Like, was that his, like, seduction plan? I think this was his version of lingerie, right? Like, he showed up and he was like, I gotta figure out a way to, like, show off my bod in the best way possible.
Leopard is the theme, guys.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Like, I don't care how hot you are. What are you doing?
Right.
What are you doing on my machine?
Yeah.
Like, who told you to go in my room? And then you're in the audacity to wear leopard print bikini, probably thong.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid. I don't care how hot you are. Go away.
Are there women out there that actually enjoy a man in leopard print bottoms? Is that a thing for some women? I'd like to know.
I think it is. I think there's a certain type of woman that like that.
Okay.
I think so. There must be. Why else were those shorts invented?
I don't know. Wait, she told him I've got a headache and he still wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
After a bit of discussion.
Yeah, she said it took a bit of discussion, but finally he got dressed and left. I think he was just all about the looks. I think he's gotten women by how he looks and his body, and that's fine.
He's never had to work for anything more, right? Like he hits the gym, he gets the women that way.
But at the end of the day, that's all physical attributes. That's not anything that's going on here or here.
It's like that Shakira song. Do you know where like she makes fun of her ex-husband and she goes, "You go to the gym and constantly build your muscles, but why don't you build this muscle?"
Yeah, that's. Oh, Shakira, we love you for the lyric.
And he works at the gym too. It's just one of those
gym bros.
Yeah, gym bros. Ugh.
Yes, but also what's funny is that her mum knew him, and now her current husband knew him as well, and they worked out together.
Set up by a mutual friend. That was the initial setup. They knew the same person, and his mom knew him. Her mom knew him. And then the man she married also knew him.
So he's quite a popular guy.
I guess so.
Why is he single?
He's a pretty boy with no brain.
Surely there's someone out there for him.
And guys, if you have to ask for a kiss, is it really gonna be a good kiss?
I do find it weird though when guys do say that. So like, can I have a kiss? It's like, can we not be in the moment?
Right, that's what I mean.
Just grab me and put your tongue down my throat. Like, go for it. I'm sorry, Mum. I really hope you're not watching. I am not this promiscuous.
This is not the mom-friendly version.
It's not. Like, my mum will be like, "Sorry, who did I raise?"
But what about that moment, right, where you're just looking at each other's eyes, and you're like, "Oh shit, this is it," you know, and you're getting closer and closer and closer. Like, what about that? Those are lovely moments, like the first kiss, you know.
I agree with you.
So I would prefer that than like, can I have a kiss? I like the spontaneity.
I agree. But then sometimes, have you ever had it where guys just like...
Oh yeah. There's a few times where I'm like, I can't stop this from happening. Oh my God.
Like, incoming!
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. You know, like a truck backing up. Like, and you're like, there's a wall here. Oh no.
It's just like pounce on you. It's like, dude, wait. What's going on? Like, I've had that. And I'm like, oh, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah. I had one where...
Sorry, we've gone on a side note, on a tangent here. I love it.
One where our teeth knocked.
Oh, this is the worst.
And like, I remember the noise. They're like...
Oh, this is hot.
Yeah. Okay, so getting back to the story, because we went a little off topic.
Yeah, we really did.
He doesn't sound like a complete a-hole, but he just sounds a little stupid and kind of like a player. Like it sounds like he kind of just wanted sex out of you. I'm glad you didn't kiss him. Good for you, girl. You stood your ground.
Definitely great story. I love the story.
Absolutely great story.
One to tell the kids, yeah.
Yeah. To tell the kids.
Absolutely. I'd be
the
telling my
grandkids.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
And what kind of answer is that? Like, tell me about your career goals. And he goes,
flex.
Yeah.
Flex.
Like, you can say, like, I want to be a bodybuilder, or I want to be, like, I'm training to be a professional bodybuilder, or I'm training to be a personal trainer. Like, you know, like, I'm helping people get in the best shapes of their lives. You could say that, but if you just flex, that's not a flex. For you to flex as an answer to that question is not a flex.
I love that. I love that phrase. It's not a flex. Okay, I'm going to be using that in this podcast. It's not a flex.
Yeah, he's not a flex. And this guy is also not a flex.
Okay, let's go.
This was my first date after my divorce of being married for 14 years. So I hadn't been in the dating scene since I was 19. First time on dating apps also. Matched with a local doctor. He was cute in his photos. He seemed like a nerd. Totally my style. We messaged for a few days and then decided to go on a date. Met up at a local coffee shop. He didn't look close to his photos on the app. In those photos, he was healthy looking, had hair, not skinny, but healthy, right? Yeah, this dude, huge belly.
Oh.
Not judging. I just not what I expected. Okay. And almost bald. His photos were not recent. So that's already a red flag. Mm-hmm. He was really socially awkward, but it's the first date, so fine. We were both nervous. He asked if I wanted to go sit outside in the grass. Okay. So he got a blanket out of his car and we sat on it. He then went back to his car and brought out a ukulele. He had written me a song.
Oh my God.
He started playing a song he had written for me. When that was over, he then FaceTimed his father so that his father could meet me, who had Alzheimer's and could barely hear. So he had to yell at him so he could understand what he was saying. Okay, yeah, time to go. I told him I had to go shopping and I had to leave. He then followed me to the store and followed me around the store and kept trying to put his arm around me and grab my butt.
Ooh.
And he kept saying how he was a doctor and swore an oath to do no harm. Ugh, you were already doing harm.
You pervert.
I got out of there and went the wrong way home so he wouldn't follow me. Thankfully, he didn't. He called me at 10 p.m. that night telling me to come over. I told him I couldn't because I had kids, and he said, get a babysitter. I told him that's not how it worked. So he started sending me photos of his house, and the living room was filled with glass cases with taxidermy animals in them. Ugh. He then got angry at me for not taking him seriously and that he was a doctor and swore an oath that he would do no harm. I blocked him.
Where do we even begin? For me, the ukulele and singing to her is what is going through my head. What do you do when a guy or a girl is doing that? Like, you are on your first date and then he brings out the ukulele and it's like, Sarah, I'm in love with you. Do you love me too? La 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 la. What is this?
This is nuts. This is absolutely crazy. And then he's like, after he finishes a song, he's like, la la la, wanna meet my dad.
Exactly. And then you call dad on the freaking FaceTime. Dad has Alzheimer's.
And he's like almost deaf. So whoever's around you,
exactly.
If someone's walking by, it's like, Dad! Dad! This is Tashinga! This is Tashinga!
I would be mortified.
I would totally be mortified.
And then is there a part where she says something like he tries to grab her butt or something?
Oh,
Another one.
So she tried to get out of it. She's like, I gotta go to the store.
Okay.
He followed her to the store and followed her around the store. Honestly, though, if he had followed me to the store,
that freaked me out.
That would have pissed me off. And then in the store, tried to grab her butt. And then he kept saying, I'm a doctor and I swore an oath to do no harm. And doctors do swear at that oath, but a lot of doctors do harm. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but they do. You embarrassed her, first of all. You were a little bit too much. You followed her. You tried to grab her butt. And then you were insistent that she comes over at 10 p.m. All that's harm, honey. All of that's considered harm. So that's BS. And his living room was filled with glass cases of taxidermy.
Yeah. And the fact that, what was it, that she got home and he was like consistently texting her, right?
Yeah.
Like, come over. And she was like, no.
Yeah, he called me at 10 p.m. at night, say, come over. And I told him I can't because I have kids. And he's like, get a babysitter.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of stories of when guys have asked me to come over late at night and I'm like, no. There was one guy in Ireland and he was like, come over. Like, he wanted to make sure me and my girlfriend had got home because she was the one that lived in Ireland and I was visiting. And then I was like, yeah, I'm home. It was nice meeting you. And then he was like, okay, I'll get you an Uber back to mine. I want to sing for you. Like, I have a guitar. I want to... To be honest, he was a very good, like, singer and played guitar very well. But still, I found it so weird. I was like, you think I'm going to come to your place at 1 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah.
But he was really like, come over, I want to sing for you.
He did not want to sing.
He didn't want to sing for you.
Yeah,
he didn't know he wanted to sing for me. I'm joking, but I was
Thanks
just
for the song. I'm gonna go now.
Like, I don't know. It's just very strange. The woman must have been mortified because
Poor
this was
girl.
her first date after being married for 14 years.
Yeah, for 14 years. She hasn't been in the dating scene since she was 19. I'm happy you blocked him. And at least, hey, I mean, it's kind of terrifying in the moment and embarrassing, but at least it made for a good story.
Honey, you dodged a bullet. You handled the situation very well. Just the photo part for me would have been like she said, it was red flag.
There's 8 red flags in this. There's
Red flag city.
Red flag city.
Big time.
There you go. Yeah. Good for you for blocking him. These guys were absolute weirdos. To say the least.
People will do anything to get laid,
Yeah.
to get a kiss, to even get a date.
But they'll do anything and like anything to the point that it will be counterproductive.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So do not write a song for somebody on the first date, and don't introduce them to your parents. That's also kind of weird.
Bless the dad, like with Alzheimer's, and like he could barely hear.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go on a date with the dad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Spend time with him playing checkers or chess or something. Like,
he sounds like the cooler family member for
calm.
sure.
Exactly, a bit more reserved. Yeah. We like that, but not this.
This guy should be told that he's done tons of harm, so that he's already gone against his oath. So.
Exactly. And let's go back to he did not look like how he did in his photos.
At all.
We love that. Well, this is a running theme in these stories, in this podcast.
I despise when guys do that.
This comes up a lot. It comes up a lot. We know you're not going to be from Grey's Anatomy, those doctors, or ER, or all the other shows with the hot doctors. But don't lie.
Exactly. You don't have to lie about it. This is practically catfishing in this case. Like, when you meet up with those people, what are the catfishers like expecting from the date? Like, for them to just be forgiven for sending like fake or practically fake photos? Like, it's absolutely insane. If you've gained a ton of weight, I mean, obviously that can make someone feel insecure. If you've lost your hair, I understand that can make you feel insecure. But if that's how you look now, don't put a photo of when you had abs and had hair. It's just not right. You're starting the relationship off on a lie. And there's no body shaming involved in this. Like, larger people can still look great as well and have good photos and can attract the right type of people as well.
For sure.
As long as you're not a freaking jerk or a complete weirdo. Guys, please just put good like, they don't have to be like amazing photos. They just have to look like show up looking like your photos. So if you can't do that, then you know the photo's not right.
Amen.
Yeah. And that's it.
That is it. So as always, guys, if you have any submissions, any crazy stories, any good stories, we will leave the email down below, thespillandgrill@gmail.com. Disclaimer, we are not professionals, we are not doctors, we don't have PhDs, we're not dating coaches, we're not therapists, we are not psychotherapists. What else?
We are not, we're not in behavioral analysis or anything like that. We are not dating coaches. We don't claim that we are professionals in dating or anything like that. We like to talk. We like to share stories. We like to call people out. That's the girl part of this podcast. And then we kind of just like to laugh about it, and we're building a community, and we enjoy it. So I hope you guys too. You guys enjoy it as well.
Exactly. So if you are watching, thank you for watching The Spill and Grill on YouTube. And if you are listening to us on Spotify, you have been listening to The Spill and Grill. I'm Tishingo.
And I'm Sarah.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
See you next week.